What should I say during sex? This is a fun one. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
I'm Rabbi Mendel Simons.
I'm Ani Zonneveldt.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I want to get married with my boyfriend, but I hate his parents. They lack boundaries and can often be rude to us. How important is it to have a good relationship with potential in-laws? In my culture in Malaysia, marriage is not just between two persons, it's also between two families. I do think that having a good relationship with your in-laws is very important. Now, that said, I know for a fact that some of the families want to dictate how the couple should live, how the children should be raised, etc., etc. There needs to be boundaries.
I'll tend to agree with what you said. At the same time, if the option is like choosing me or your parents, I think that's a recipe for disaster. If you truly love someone, you have to learn to at least engage and be involved in their parents' life. I'd find a way to like them. Like, everybody's got likable factors about them. Is cheating a deal breaker, or should they get a second chance? It's not acceptable. Is it a deal breaker? Meaning, if you're married already with kids, 100% you should try to work it out. We believe in forgiveness. You may never get back to what you had before, but there's a second marriage with the same person that you could create.
Spot on. I don't have anything else to add. Forgiveness. Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's easy.
No.
And not always possible.
How do you prepare a person outside of your religion to meet your parents? My favorite question.
We should probably talk about who's going to officiate the wedding.
Oh, Arnold already talked to Rabbi Singer.
Singer is in.
Yeah, he'd be honored.
Rabbi Singer. So you're not going to go with an imam?
Who's an imam?
Mine's gonna be short.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't, because we don't do interfaith.
Yes. I've done a lot of interfaith marriages, and the way that I've been able to overcome some of these hurdles is actually to bring together the common denominators in the theology. So there was a time in my life where I thought, no, my daughter needs to marry Muslim. And then I realized there's a lot of good people out there, regardless of their religion, even atheists. I just want my daughter to marry a good guy, someone who's going to truly love her and take care of her.
You said your oldest is 14?
Yeah.
A daughter?
Yeah.
What would your reaction and approach be if she was falling in love with someone outside of your religion?
I'm not sure. It's like I'm gonna have to cross that bridge when I get there. I don't plan on getting there, but I'm also not arrogant enough to think that it's impossible to happen.
I've seen relationships, couples where the parents have disowned the child because they've married outside the faith, but then they reconcile as parents age. I find that they tend to be much more forgiving and much more willing to accept things as they are.
I'm 18 and I've never kissed anyone. How do I stop feeling like there's something wrong with me? I never kissed anyone when I was 18 either. The feeling that there's something wrong with you is based on a false belief, a false premise that your identity or that who you are as a person comes down to whether you've kissed someone or not. Destroy it. Get rid of it. It's not true.
I have kissed someone by the time I was 18, so the pressure that children and teenagers and youth have is immensely negative. I think it's really important not to be influenced by your environment.
The value that you need to have kissed someone is going to drive you to go kiss someone that's not very important. And it's going to make that first kiss not a very valuable one, not a very meaningful, fulfilling one. Yeah. Destroy that premise. By the time you do kiss someone, it'll be with someone very special. What should I say during sex? This is a fun one.
So I think it really depends on the individual and the individual spirituality even.
My gut's gonna tell me that the height of intimacy experiences when you're completely out of your head and in your body and just submitting to instinct. The mind is not involved in great sex, let's just put it that way. How do I escape dating apps? The apps are really toxic, but it's the only way I get validation. I would say you might have to go cold turkey on this one. The app is just the matchmaker, and once you meet that person, maybe delete all the apps. Some
of the couples that I've married, they've met through an app. My daughter is one of them too. So there have been some successful relationships, but I do think that there are other ways of meeting people by way of relationship building, by common interests, right? So you don't have to rely on these dating apps.
Like, try to find community, try to go out and meet people versus only meet people over the phone. I'm a 21-year-old virgin. It's not that I don't feel ready for sex, but I haven't met anyone who's offered it without acting too sus. Most guys seem to give me the ick. I think I'm pretty well versed, but I don't know what the ick is.
Me neither.
Put off by them?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I being closed-minded? I'm very horny, but don't want to make a decision that I'll regret. Sexuality is not a sport that should be an act of bonding and connection with someone you truly care and love. Society's very proud of the hookup culture and thinks it's liberating. But a lot of people report feelings of loneliness, feelings of unfulfillment, have it with the right person, and you just hopefully experience the beauty of what it is.
I understand she's feeling pressure like, am I weird, but for being 21 and being a virgin. I would caution about jumping into the sack with someone just for the sake of it, right? It is a very spiritual experience. Well, in regards to the second question about being horny, well, there are always tools that you can relieve yourself. There's nothing wrong with masturbating. The last thing you want to do is to be anxious about not being sexually active. Which is worse? Parents trying too hard to be down with the kids to win over their child's lover, or parents intentionally making life difficult for their child's lover as a way to test their suitability.
If they're not engaged yet and they're just kind of in a relationship, then I think it's healthy to test the relationship in an appropriate way, obviously.
In a way that is really trying to understand your child's lover rather than being abrasive or aggressive. There's an approach to everything. If I can share something personal, you know, she's had a boyfriend where we completely disagree with, did not like, did not approve, but we did not tell her that, right? At the end of the day, she's gonna have to make that decision.
Like I do as a rabbi, when people come to me and ask me advice for something, I never give them a direct answer about what they should or should not do.
Yeah.
So if you could guide them in that way, that might be the healthiest approach. Yeah. Parents obviously have to hold back and give themselves a reality check too and let their kids make their own decisions, and that's what I'll hopefully try to do with my own kids.
Not easy.
If I see a red flag,
I have a really hard time breaking up with people and staying broken up. What is your advice for detaching yourself from someone you loved so much at one point? It's not an easy exercise, particularly in social media world, and so I think it's just it's a matter of removing those physical evidence or social media evidence of that person.
It is perfectly okay to miss someone that you're not supposed to be with. That's the part that gets very confusing for people. They're like, I'm missing them, so did I make a mistake? Was I supposed to be with them? You had a close, deep relationship with this person. That's not so easy just to undo. Keep less focus on what you're going away from and more focus on what you're going towards. How do you know he or she is the one? Honestly, I don't know what love is.
It's a gut feeling in my particular case, and I think it's different for everyone, obviously. That said, I do think that it's really important for you as an individual to know yourself first. Because once you're there, you will be attracting the right person to you.
Choosing the right one, it is a leap of faith.
Yeah.
At some point, you're never gonna fully know, but there can be certain things in place, and self-awareness is a key one. The most important thing that I think most people are missing before they try to choose somebody is understanding what a relationship and what a marriage is. Once you are fully aware of that and you're fully aware of self, you're ready to make that choice of who that person is.
Love is not an easy journey, but it is definitely worth it.
We're gonna have you guys watch a trailer for Netflix's new movie coming out, You People. Are you ready to watch it?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're dating a black girl?
I've never felt so understood by somebody in my entire life. I'm gonna ask her to marry me.
Do you plan to? Out to her family?
Yeah, I just haven't had the chance to meet them. What's going on? Tell me about life. How are you?
This is your white granddaddy come back to haunt me.
What? Now this is my
So you want to marry my daughter?
Yes.
You could try.
Oh, so you're all Muslim.
Very much so.
I love it.
This kufi that I'm wearing was actually a gift from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Are you familiar with the minister's work?
Well, I'm familiar with what he said about the Jews.
You know what? Let's have dinner.
Are you trying to compare the Holocaust to slavery?
Can you pass the potatoes?
Our people came here with nothing like everybody else.
very uncomfortable conversation.
Are you kidding
Did
me?
we ever figure out what happened with the potatoes?
Are you kidding me?
ETA on those?
What's the difference between me and you?
Oh my God.
It's gonna be funny.
That's great.
Have either of you experienced any kind of similar situation to that trailer?
Yeah.
For
sure. I am so glad you're making this movie. You have no idea. I know from my constituency and the interfaith couples I've married, I think this is going to be so refreshing. To see it in comedy, I think it's actually a really good medium to be doing this, because it is a very difficult subject matter.
Such a joy to meet you.
Yes, likewise.
What a great conversation.
Yes.
Hey good humans, thanks for tuning into this special episode in partnership with our sponsor Netflix for their latest release, You People. It's all about how families and cultures clash when two LA millennials from different backgrounds fall in love and face the ultimate relationship test, meeting the parents. Be sure to check out You People, now streaming on Netflix.